Hello everybody, welcome to the city of Tokyo. You know, Tokyo Marathon is just 2 weeks away, which is crazy. It's the day after Valentine's Day, February 15th. March 1st is the day where runners take over the streets. I believe we run right by here too, right near Meiji University, which is right here. And this is where I typically will come for sporting goods, for camping goods, for glasses, watches, all the specialty items that you're looking for. This is pretty much a one-stop shop. Ogawamachi, which is between Jimbocho and Akihabara, a really nice place to come for good deals. It's been like this for decades. I think only locals know about it, although tourists are starting to learn a little bit about it. I'm gonna show you exactly where this is on the map here. You can see in central Tokyo, we are just above the Imperial Palace. There's Shinjuku right there, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that and shopping for goods there. This is Ogawamachi, sorry. It's on this road that kind of curves around between Jimbocho and going towards Akihabara near Meiji University. And Tokyo Dome is about a 10-minute walk from here as well. You see, this is the intersection I'm at right now. You can see there's a sports Zebio, which is quite large. Used to be Victoria's head shop, but not anymore. There's a lot of Burton's got a couple of shops here that's for skiing, camping, all sorts of there's a guitar shop, of course. This is like a specialty store, specialty street, and this is maybe the best place in Tokyo to get stuff. Let me just pan around here because we're going to be walking towards this one right here. This used to be Victoria, I believe. And I had, for years, been looking for a place to get running shoes. And I think it was about 20 years ago, I started to come here. And there was a guy that was, he looked like he was in his 70s, but it looked like he'd been running a marathon since he was 12. Knew so much about running, and he always kind of helped me out with getting the right shoes. But these days, I kind of just go for Asics and the Super Blast ones. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is the Zebio main store, and you can see they have running shoes outside here. There's a Hoka store, which is another running shoes company. But this one in particular, very much on the first 3 floors, focused on running, which is really cool. Now, the selection used to be a lot more than it was in the past. I don't know. I guess the shoes got a little bit toned down. There used to be a lot more shoes, a lot more choices. But these days, if you're looking for running shoes, this is a great place to try it on. Not to say that the Asics store in Ginza and Harajuku, which is the flagship store, let me talk to you about this, okay? I went into the flagship store in Harajuku about 2 days ago. I was not impressed on Friday. I didn't find anything I was looking for. It just looked like a space for marketing. This is the Asics store in Ginza, and I just kind of want to show you a little bit here. It's not that I was disappointed for what I was looking for, but if you're looking for running shoes, this is not a bad place to go, especially if you're looking for Asics stuff. They got all the new stuff except for the Super Blast 3, which was announced out. Japan, despite the fact that Asics is Japanese, you won't find the Super Blast 3 here. They prioritize the North American market because they can get more money from it, I think. This is my running shoes for the marathon. That's the Tokyo Metaspeed Edge, that green one on the right. But they've got a lot of different shoes here. They even have the Tokyo Marathon gear out, which is so cool. This is what, if you're coming into Japan in a week or so for the marathon, you're gonna see this stuff at the expo. You can get it right now if you want, avoid the lines and start to wear it around. I like that gray one. The orange one looks pretty cool too. That's 18,000 yen for the jacket. That's about $110. I left there a little bit disappointed because they didn't have what I was looking for. Not a lot of running wear. Because I was looking for some running shorts. They said just order it online. Okay, yeah, but like the reason why the physical stores are really neat is because it gives you a chance to try on the stuff to make sure that the sizing's good, especially if you're from abroad. And I'm gonna say this because a lot of people watching from abroad are gonna ask about sizing. Japan has a different sizing system. For example, O is a size in Japan. O is men's large USA from 20 years ago. So I'm an O size. It doesn't make any sense. I never heard of the O size before. So there's small, medium, large, O, and XL. I'm not joking. O is a size here. Really. And so I would be an O because I'm between 177 and 183 centimeters, which is like 5'10" to 6'2". That's like the majority. A lot of Westerners are around this. You would be size O here. It's kind of funny to think about that. XL also kind of works, but it's very wide. Large L size kind of works, but it's kind of short. That's why the O size is still kind of lingering, because I got wider shoulders than Japanese, and then the shirts just don't fit here. I got to go for the special O size that Asics has. If you're looking for, sometimes it'll say Kaigai, which is foreign in kanji. That's a good one to know. Kaigai means international, and that means it'll tell you Kaigai XL size, Kaigai on the back of stuff. So for example, I actually came to the Zebio and I got what I was looking for. Let me show you this area really quickly. This is the inside of the Zebio. This is the station I'm at, Ogawamachi. What was it? Ogawamachi and Awajicho, which is the Marunouchi line. There you go. Toei Shinjuku line right there for the Ogawamachi station, and the Marunouchi is the Awajicho, and they kind of meet right here. I used to live on the Toei Shinjuku line, so I was here quite a bit. Now the first stop is this Victoria Honten, I guess it's the Honten. This is more like an L breath, more outdoor stuff. But the first floor is all skiing because this is winter. They do have some running shoes in there. It might be worth taking a glance. But most of the stuff is skiing. You can see there's the gloves outside, the discount stuff. They're on sale at the end of the winter season. They got snowboards and skis and stuff on the first floor. So you know what the sport they're prioritizing. In the spring, they'll change it. And in the summer and the fall, they'll change it to the sports of the season. This is Ogawamachi between Jimbocho, and this is where I am right now, the Zebio. We're gonna take a look quickly inside here. It's a pretty big building. They got a lot of sports stuff in here. There are Zebios in shopping malls and other places. I might even be pronouncing it wrong. But this is the main store for their company. So if they got it, they probably got it here. And let's go take a quick look-see inside. I'm not gonna live stream in there because I don't wanna put anybody on the spot or get in trouble. That would be impolite. They got the discount shoes on the outside, which is pretty cool. And you see right away, they're into the running stuff. I couldn't find this in Asics. You just no choices, despite the fact that it's Asics. They make a lot of stuff. They didn't have any of their Asics wear in there, but they had more Asics wear inside of this store than they had inside of the Asics. And you can see they got a lot of shoes in here. The prices might be better here, believe it or not, than at the Asics store, so it's kind of good to look around. These are that left Super Blast 2 is for the Japan market, and the right one is a special one for Tokyo Marathon. Here's the floor guide. Running shoes on the first floor, running wear on the second floor. That's where I want to go. And the third floor is gels, by the way, if you're looking for gels. They got all the ones, including the Maruten, which is a very famous gel, the caffeine and the non-caffeinated ones. Here's the wear area, and you can see Asics is right there in the center, so I was able to find what I was looking for, which is hanging on a shelf in the back. But they got the Tokyo Marathon gear out as well inside of there, which is good stuff. I see Satrio's here. Satrio, they didn't have any hoppies. Trying to get my hair from flying. They didn't have any hoppy for you, unfortunately, but they do have a lot of other stuff inside of there. They do have a lot of stuff. We're gonna walk now down the street, and I'll talk a little bit about the other stuff that is on here. But the Zebio, this is the one shop that you should stop in if you're looking for running gear and running shoes and socks and all the stuff that you would for the Tokyo Marathon. Ogawamachi. Let's walk this direction. They do have a Hoka store here. Hoka's got a store in Ginza as well. I don't know too much about that company. I'm old school. But this street is very famous for camping gear as well as bicycling. So you find a lot of specialty bicycle shops walking down Route 302 from Jimbocho. This way is towards Akihabara. I just had lunch here. I carbo loaded a little bit because I got a training run. Marugame Seimen, This is a Shikoku udon shop, cafeteria style. You can just, let's see, maybe we could peer inside. There are a lot of foreigners inside there. They make the noodles fresh in front of the window there. And take what you want. Tell them you want kake udon, hot or cold, they'll ask you. I get it always atatakai. And you can get an onsen tamago egg. And then you can pick the tempura you want with some tongs and sit down. Very convenient. I paid 600 yen for mine. I got one onsen tamago and kake udon nami size, which is the small. Small and 600. That was $4 for my lunch. This shop's got a lot of North Face. By the way, North Face makes different gear in Japan with a company called Goldwyn. See right here? They make like stuff you won't see in the US market, which is sometimes really interesting. Sometimes really interesting because it's just different. Here's that Victoria shop that I showed you a little bit on the inside. I once saw, last time I was here, I once saw the, who is it? Jason Vong, I think his name is. He's a tech influencer. I saw him crossing the street because I watch his videos sometime when the new gear comes out. And I was like, oh, hey. And he's like, oh, hey. I guess he might know about my channel too. That was pretty funny. But there's an Appa Hotel across the street. So you can see that this is sort of an off the radar. Not a lot of foreigners will stay in this area. But if you do, just know that you've got a lot of interesting choices. And because it's so much quieter than Shinjuku, this is definitely a recommendation of mine. There's a Mizuno shop here. So you got a head Mizuno store. They got some interesting things inside of there. This area, Jimbocho, is famous for curry. So you might smell a lot of curry. There's a lot of ramen options here. This is tsuke soba. Ooh. This looks really good. Bukake soba. Oh, I might have to try this next time. Whoa. Whoa. That's a lot of soba. And at lunchtime, they usually have like free stuff, like all you can eat rice or extra toppings for free. It's very neat. Yeah, I like this area a lot. Let's stay on topic. I want to talk about the sports stores. I went to Shinjuku yesterday, and I was looking to buy running gear, and ChatGPT and AI, Google AIs told me to go to the Sports Alpine in Shinjuku. They said, why is it drifting here? They said that this is the biggest sports store in all of, it's very annoying, in all of Japan. I'm like, really? So that's the best one. So I went there. That used to be Yamada Denki, but when the Chinese tourism, and when the pandemic hit and the tourists from China stopped coming, the Yamada Denki went under. And this store was bought out by Alpine Sports or Alpine something, and it became just one of the biggest sports stores in the world. It sells the most running shoes at that store than anywhere else in the world. But I walked around the first floor of that, and I was extraordinarily disappointed because it's all marketing fluff. You know what I mean? Like they got running shoes, and that's about it. You can't find anything that you're kind of looking for. If it's like running wear, didn't have much of that at all. T-shirts and stuff like that didn't have much. They got like running shoes and high price items, but with all that floor space, it's just used so poorly to just market the brands, because I'm sure the brands pay high rent to have a spot inside the first floor of that store. And I don't think the store has anything to do with that, but they do an awful job of just trying to push their brand and not actually sell stuff. And in the Asics area, I couldn't even find Asics socks or Asics goods in the Asics area. So it was just like, it didn't make any sense inside of that Alpine store. So I left there pretty disappointed, although I did go up to the camping store and the trekking store, and I thought that was pretty good. I saw a lot of neat stuff up there. So if you're looking for camping gear, trekking gear, that might be an option to go take a look at it, but the L breath at anywhere is just about good. But at the Asics store, at the flagship store, I asked them, I said, like, do you have this? So this is what I ended up buying. This is a base layer for the Tokyo Marathon. It's kind of it helps you with your support, but I need this for the magnets, for the cameras and gear I'm going to be wearing. It's underneath my shirt, and it was about $100 for this, which is crazy. It's a Metaspeed base layer. It's hard to find, but it's designed for racing, and it's designed for what I'm doing in a way. But instead of trying to jerry-rig stuff for magnets and support, this thing does everything that I need. So I'm gonna try it out at home and see what I can do, but they only had XL size, and it's a little bit too, but they say it fits a little smaller than expected, so it might be okay. I had to come here for it because the Asics store didn't even have Asics stuff. They said, order it online, and it'll take a week or something. Like, what? It's like everybody's ordering stuff online anyways. I think I cut myself shaving. I don't look in the mirror very often. You can see, gotta make sure I don't have any negi in my teeth. But I think if you're looking for sports gear, this is the first place I come, all right? You can go to Big Camera and Yodobashi Camera, but the selections are like, it's mostly like golf stuff these days. What they had 15 years ago, I find that a lot of these stores are quite disappointing, actually. But the Zebio here is maybe the best stocked place. In the end, if you can't find what you're looking for, you're gonna end up here anyways first. The other place that's really highly recommended is Ameyoko Market, but this is usually discount or low-end stuff. You'll find things that are like last year's model, discounted heavily, or maybe not copyright infringement stuff sometimes. I'm like, that's not Nike, is it? But it is, sort of, maybe. Like, you'll find that stuff at like London Sports, and they have a shop here. I'm not saying that, I just know that it ends up in their bargain bin walking around there. Look at that, I thought that was like a modified, look at that little teeny camping truck. That's cute. Need a better razor, yeah. I did it so quickly, I shouldn't have. All right, let's keep walking around here. You can see Sports Bomber is famous for snowboards, so they got a ton of snowboards inside of there. Snow skis. This is still the season. In fact, the places are just so booked out. A lot of people that I was talking with a couple from Australia that was going up to Niseko tomorrow, flying up to Chitose Airport, and they're getting their snowboard here. I guess they were picking it up or something, but you can get it at places like this. Here's the spray, rain, snow gear, all that stuff's inside of here. It's a pretty big store. Across the street, you have other places. Salomon, that's a sports maker. Burton has a store across the street over there. So you can see it's a lot of unexpected at a place called Ogawamachi, right? You just wouldn't expect that. You can see some of the prices for 2026. They have been discounted quite a bit. 29% off this one here. The Joker, 68,000. That's about $500. Less than that, US. Pretty good, maybe. I don't know. I've only snowboarded once. It did not end well for anybody, really. So Shinjuku for sporting goods, there's some good places there, but there's so many people and it's spread out. It's a stressful experience. And if you're looking at the streets right now, this is a Sunday afternoon. It's pretty chill around here, okay? It's pretty chill. And there's a lot of restaurant options. This is a cafe. They've got rice. It's not crowded. Murasaki Sports. Here's another sporting goods store. You'll find things inside of here. This is quite a big one. So in the end, I think that this is where I usually end up buying my sporting stuff. I think the other YouTubers that have made videos on this probably, Swans is a Japanese sunglass maker. So you have sports sunglasses. You'll find some Japanese sports sunglasses in there. Again, I think I talked about how Japanese head sizes are different. So the glasses don't fit me very well. Same with hats and helmets. That's something you should think about. Hold on, do I have I think I have a picture of that. Oh, here it is. This is from yesterday. This illustrates how on the left, the Japanese head, on the right, the foreign Western head. So when it comes to glasses and it comes to helmets and eye gear, sometimes those are the things best to bring from Australia or from Europe or the US and Canada, and not to buy that here. It's just harder to find. Here's another snowboarding store. A lot of things for snowboarding in this area. For sure. You can also see a lot of guided tours and stuff. Get all the people together, all the snowboarders into some kind of a community. Sounds kind of cool. You also see a lot of burger shops. There's just a lot of food here. Gosh, does that look good? That looks so good. What? It's a big one. 2,400 yen. That is cheaper than that. Almost, just about the same price as a bowl of ramen I saw in Harajuku the other day. Whoa! That is $10 for that. It's looking good. The diner. There you go. We've come to the end of the line here. Ogawamachi is here, and this is the Choda line for Shin Okachimachi. So just to sum up, that's where we are. Jimbocho is, you can walk there and then take the Toei Shinjuku line from there. That'll take you to Shinjuku. So from Shinjuku, it's about 4 stops to Ogawamachi or Jimbocho. And here's the street. You can see there's this nice curve on here. Yasukuni Dori, if you keep going straight, you'll get to Kuranshita, which is Yasukuni Jinja. There's the river right there. And if you go this direction, you get towards the Tokyo Station and the Imperial Palace. There it is. And then you can actually run around the Imperial Palace, 5K for one loop around. Very nice. All right, I hope this was useful. If you're coming here for the Tokyo Marathon, you don't have to wait until the expo to get Tokyo Marathon gear. You can actually get it at the Asics store or at Zebio there inside the first floor. You see they had a lot of pretty good selection here. So I get an idea. Orange, gray, and orange, gray, black, and white seem to be the colors for this year's marathon. I like it. Because orange is kind of the only in Japan color. Shuiro is what I call it. Shuiro is the color of the sun. The orange of the Tori gates that go up the Inari shrine, the Fushimi Inari. That's called Shuiro, that color of the gates. I love that color. That's one of the colors of the Only in Japan logo, which is the one right here. Michael Sasano, you're never late, my friend. You're never late. Actually, kind of a little bit late. A little bit late. This is my main channel right there. So this is a live streaming channel. If you're looking for edited content, that's where you go. The Tokyo Marathon video is going to be there. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you in another episode real soon. I'm heading to see my friend Okuda-san on the 20th by car. Carrie, I had not written to you yet, but I'll get around to it. So if you want this postcard, which is kind of a cool one, this is the creator of this variety of strawberry, which is very cool. I will send this to you in the mail the moment you sign up. Well, within like 12 hours or so. All right, guys, take care. Mata ne. Happy shopping.